Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another fragrance rotation video for the week ending the 19th of November 2023. Scintillating. That's right, friends. Once again, I have returned, this time with a fragrance rotation video, to keep you up to date on what I've been wearing this past week. And looking at my choices, as you will see, it has definitely got a trend. You know, they don't all smell the same. In fact, there's only a couple of them that smell the same. But they're following the darker path because it is getting darker, very dark around here. Around these here hills, you know. And so my perfume choices are getting darker. And with that, I will show you what I wore on Monday. And on Monday, I decided to wear Ambre Fetiche, or Fetiche, if you're so inclined, which I am. Ambre Fetiche is a fantastic fragrance by Annick Goutal. It is... Ooh, when was you released? I think it was in the mid-2000s, because it's part of that series, the... Orientalist or Orientalisms or something like that. It is incense, labdanum, benzoin, amber, vanilla, patchouli, and leather, Russian leather to be precise. It's got that little bit of smoky. It's very subtle, but it's very, very well made. Good grief. I think the perfumer for this was Isabella Doyen. Or Isabel Doyen, I do beg your pardon. And she is a fantastic perfumer. She's done a lot of the perfumes for Annick Goutal, and I think she was, I don't want to say she was moved on, but they did experiment with some other perfumers, and I don't know that it worked out. And now she's back. She's back working with Camille Goutal for the brand, and they are making good stuff. It's a fantastic house. It's criminally underrated, as we like to say in the community. As if the people who underrate it are criminals, you know, you rascals. I should get the law onto you for not rating Annick Goutal. Anyhow, Tuesday I wore something. It's another ambery fragrance, but it's a very particular kind of amber. In fact, it's not actually an amber at all, but it has ambery facets. Bear with us. This is Real Patchouli's. This is Real Patchouli by Bois 1920. This is the EDT. The EDP is simply not as good. It is simply not. It's a different colour. It's in the newer bottles that they've got. I bought a bottle with an eau de toilette box, and it had an eau de parfum bottle in it. That misery was chronicled on my channel, and Real Patchouli and Bois 1920. They offered me a discount on my next purchase, but they didn't offer to send me the eau de toilette, which is what I wanted, or a refund. I did buy it from a second-hand, from like a third party, but it was on Amazon, and they were a legit company. Like it was a legit bottle of eau de parfum. It was just in an eau de toilette bottle, in an eau de toilette box, I beg your pardon. So the reason I bought it is because it was an eau de toilette box, because I think the eau de toilette's much better than the eau de parfum. The eau de parfum isn't as good, in my opinion, but it is good, and I do love it. Thick, rich, woody, ambery, vanillic, patchouli, syrupy. It's fantastic. I think it's their best fragrance by far. I haven't smelled anything even remotely close to it, to be honest with you. I don't think they make bad fragrances, but they became a bit of an influencer brand for a while, which kind of puts you off. They're always at those shows and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't hate for people trying to make money, but just... I don't know. I just don't think it's the way to long-term success to go down the influencer route. You know, I don't think it's a good look for brands, frankly. But not to worry. Wednesday I wore something slightly completely different. And this is the first of, oh, wow. This is the first of the Dior's I wore this week, and it is Leather Oud. Leather Oud. This is my original formulation of Leather Oud. What year were you made in? 2015. God almighty, this is kicking on for 9 years old, this bottle. I don't know if you can tell, but I've put a fat dent in that. That's a 450ml bottle, so getting it down to the top of the label is quite an impressive feat. And this is what I use. Just a second, like a aftermarket decanter thing. Good sprayer on it, and I just decant it into there, and I give it big licks. Been sensing more and more of the amber wood, excuse me, that's in it, but it's actually, I think it works quite well with the civet and the beeswax in here, giving that leather castoreum, pissy foul leather, but then it smooths out to this buttery kind of thing, and it's dark. It's a tolerable amber wood. I'll tolerate it, you know. The last thing I want is to get halfway through this and be like, no, I can't deal with it anymore. It's foul, you know. Oh, it's really good though. It's really good. Fantastic perfume. Anyway, next up, and I still can't find my bottle, which is extremely upsetting because it's extremely expensive. But this is Frederic Marle's The Night. This little decant cost me the best part of, what was it, like 100ml? No, $100? $90? $80? Something like that. It's just a 5ml. Is it a, yeah, I think it's a 5ml. Upsetting that I can't find the bottle because, as you can imagine, the bottle's expensive as all fuck. But it's somewhere. It can't have gone missing, you know? It's somewhere about. We just need to find it. This is a big shitty oud. It's got that kind of rosy raspberry thing going on at the top. It's not fresh by any means, but it's not clean either, but it's got this kind of newness to it, you know? Very strange. The dry down's amazing. The dry down's beautiful. It really is. Very good. It's the most of that shitty barnyard oud sort of thing. This is probably the most palatable and well known to Western noses. I'm really enjoying it. I have to get through this decant and then find me bottle. Every time I think about it, I get a bit antsy because you don't want to be losing a bottle of this under any circumstances. Oops. You don't want to be throwing around your decants either. Good Lord. Okay, next I went for something completely different. You know, we were getting darker and darker and darker there. So next I went for something quite fresh and light. Certainly by autumn and winter standards. And this is Bel Turkey by Maître Parfumeur Gantier. This is beautiful. You must smell this. Mandarin, iris, bay leaf, sandalwood, myrrh, bit incensey. It's like M7 without the oud, and the oud was replaced by iris. It's gorgeous. You know? I think this could be a year round, maybe with the exception of the highest of high heat and the deepest of deep cold. You know? This is absolutely beautiful, like. I love it. You can expect to see me reviewing this at some point. It's very different, made in 2008. I'm trying to think what it's I'm trying to think what its peers would have been in 2008. This stands out as like top stuff. Fantastic French perfume for men, apparently. But if you want to wear it, ladies, you knock yourself out. Okay. Next up, we have again different, but still has that little bit of sweetness. Woody campfire kind of thing. This is Arso by Parfum and Roma. Up the Arso. Fabulous. Pine, wood, cedar wood, resinous, smoky, maybe a bit of incense in there. Smells like Fil and Agile by Serge Luton, but they're not the same, but they are similar. You know, there's definitely overlapping facets of those perfumes. You know, that pine, resin, woody kind of vibe. I think this is a bit smokier. This is a bit, it's more bombastic, you know, which is, I don't know whether that's an outrageous statement considering that Serge Luton's being compared to it, or it being compared to a Serge Luton, but this is kind of bigger and louder, you know. But I wouldn't say it's as good as Fil and Agile. Fil and Agile's an absolutely brilliant perfume, and it goes for fucking stupid money on eBay and stuff like that. Don't reward that behaviour with money, for God's sake, you know. Okay. Next up, we have today's scent of the day. And my scent of the day is Patchouli Imperial. Or Imperial. I don't know. I haven't worn this for ages, and I absolutely love it. It is one of Demarché's early exclusives. Privés, couldn't think of the word. One of Demarché's early privés for the brand. And he should have stuck with stuff like this, Leather Oud, Ambre Nuit, you know, instead of going off in the boring vanilla light floral kind of vibe that they went for, because they were shit. They just were. The later Demarché in privés for Dior was shit. Sorry if you like them, but not compared to this kind of staunch perfume. This is like this Leather Oud, Ambre Nuit type thing, you know, even Cologne Royale, you know, just better, bigger. Felt like they had a real kind of direction, you know. But they seem to have lost that. This is patchouli and sandalwood for me. Ambery, thick, resinous. And it's my scent of the day. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. See you soon.